In recent days, UN Secretary-General António Guterres has warned of a possible financial collapse of the United Nations. This is not the first such report to appear in the media over the past year, making the threat to the implementation of UN programs increasingly real. In response to these reports, the permanent observer of the Holy See to the United Nations office in Geneva, Archbishop Ettore Balestrero, explained to the Vatican media that the situation is becoming increasingly alarming as he emphasized this is a structural crisis and the prospect of cuts in humanitarian aid, which have already been implemented, is particularly painful. Although the United Nations does not appear to be facing bankruptcy as such, we are undoubtedly facing a serious structural crisis. Delays are already evident in the implementation of operations, in supporting the implementation of programs, and in maintaining peacekeeping missions. Problems also concern the payment of salaries to staff and the recruitment of new employees. Particularly worrying is the threat of cuts in humanitarian aid funding. According to Archbishop Balestrero, the difficulties faced by the UN reflect a broader crisis of multilateralism. The United Nations represents a world that no longer exists in its post-war form. As a result, it is unable to respond effectively to new global challenges. The main cause of the crisis of multilateralism is the change in the balance of power and international equilibrium, as well as the loss and erosion of trust in the very idea of the common good. International relations are increasingly seen as a zero-sum game, and there is a growing illusion that security and development can be achieved alone. The Pope takes the position that international organizations should above all promote dialogue and contribute to building a more just world. The United Nations should more effectively pursue not ideologies or short-term unilateral interests, but policies aimed at the unity of the human family. According to the Holy See, multilateralism means offering nations a space for encounter and dialogue, but for dialogue to be possible, it is necessary to agree on the meaning of words and concepts. When language loses touch with reality, and reality itself becomes a matter of dispute, agreement becomes impossible. Therefore, member states have a key role to play in the process of necessary change. Multipolarity requires shared responsibility and cooperation based on mutual respect and respect for the dignity of every human being.